Welcome back to ASMR Reading. Today I'm going to read another story, The Story of Ferdinand by Munro Lead, and the drawings are by Robert Lawson. This is another one of my favourite childhood books from when I was younger, about a friendly bull called Ferdinand, and it takes place in Spain. So here we go, The Story of Ferdinand by Munro Lead, drawings by Robert Lawson. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull, and his name was Ferdinand. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump and butt their heads together. But not Ferdinand. I love the illustrations and drawings in this book. He liked to sit just quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favourite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. It was his favourite tree, and he would sit in its shade all day and smell the flowers. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome all by himself. "Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and butt your head?" she would say. But Ferdinand would shake his head. "I like it better here, where I can sit just quietly and smell the flowers." His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until he was very big and strong. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bullfights in Madrid. But not Ferdinand. He still liked to sit just quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in the bullfights in Madrid. All the other bulls ran around snorting and butting, leaping and jumping, so the men would think that they were very, very strong and fierce and pick them. Ferdinand knew that they wouldn't pick him, and he didn't care, so he went out to his favourite cork tree to sit down. And then he didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him, and that is just what the bee did to Ferdinand. That expression. It's like, oh dear, I've really done it now. Wow, did it hurt? Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting, butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. He was the largest and fiercest bull of all, just the one for the bullfights in Madrid. So they took him away for the bullfight day in a cart. I just love the detail of these pictures. The pictures really bring it to life, the story. With the mountains and the cart. That vulture keeps also appearing. What a day it was! Flags were flying, bands were playing. And all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. Galleria. Ferdinand. thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword and was supposed to stick the ball last of all. He looks very, very proud of himself. God. Then came the bull, and you know who that was, don't you? Ferdinand. I like it. They've done really well with the pictures. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and all the bandolerios were afraid of him, and the picadors were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. Oh, the irony, they have no idea. Blessed. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. That crowd, crikey. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers and all the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat down quietly and smelled. He wouldn't fight and be fierce no matter what they did. He just sat and smelled, and the bandolerios were mad, and the picadors were mad, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off with his cape and sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. Oh, poor Ferdinand. All that journey to Madrid with him. And for all I know, he is sitting there still, under his favourite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly. He is very happy. The end. Thank you for listening to that story. I hope you enjoyed it. It is one of my favourites, especially the drawings. Thank you, and have a lovely night. Goodbye. Congratulations, you made it to the end of another video by A. This is the part where I'm going to now promote my series. If you like Harry Potter, Doctor Who, Final Fantasy, or sort of Japanese stuff, do check out my novel series. It's a sci-fi fantasy series called the Time Chronicle series. The first book and the second book are currently out on paperback, hardcover and Kindle, and they're available on Amazon, Waterstones and Barnes & Nobles. Do check it out. It's about a girl who goes to a mysterious school in London, unlocks some magical powers, and the school is interested in shaping humanity's timeline for their own agenda. So, it's a bonkers series, do check it out. If you're interested in getting merch of the illustrations from the series, check out the Redbubble link. We've got pillows, posters, you name it, it's all there. If you want to support more content being created on this channel and also for the novel series, do become a Patreon subscriber today. Instagram, Twitter. And with that, farewell, take care, have a fantastic life, live your best life, and sayonara, a bientôt, bon nuit. Till the next time we see the sky that's blue and red and yellow and orange.